Guys, I have to apologize ahead of time if I start randomly crying throughout this review, because I just got done seeing The Long Walk. And let me tell you, if you go into this film and you're thinking you're gonna be on the edge of your seat, you will be. If you're thinking, I'm gonna be scared, yep. But I was scared from the next time I was going to cry, because guys, this is a sad, very sad movie. Good Lord. Guys, today we're talking about The Long Walk. All right, I'm gonna go over some story points. I'm gonna go over some positives and some negatives. But I'll give you this, if you are here just for the number, I'll give that to you. Because I am going to be going into a little bit of spoilers, just a little bit. Nothing huge. I'm not going to tell you who wins The Long Walk or anything like that. But I am going to go into a little bit of the story. So, yeah, so my number for this, guys, this is a 9 out of 10. I thought this was an incredible film. There are a few hiccups, I would say. Like this, I was on the edge of my seat. I was clenching at all of the different times. Oh my word. So you see it in the trailer, right? Where there are these moments where it's like, oh, if you slow down, if you're walking less than 3 miles an hour, they hit you with like 5 warnings and then you're shot in the head. Well, there were so many times, oh my word, it would be like, oh, warning shot 1, warning shot 2. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Oh man, oh, it's so good. Dude, the tension, the anxiety you feel here is insane. This is done so well. But yeah, let's just get into the story itself, right? So we start off with a little bit of a history recap. So this is after, I believe, World War II. It might be the Vietnamese War. I'm not totally up to date on my history stuff, but essentially, America was in financial ruin. Everyone's poor. But the biggest thing is that people are lazy. They're not wanting to go back to work, which is sort of a double negative, you know? Like if everyone's poor, wouldn't they want to go back to work? I know it's supposed to be like, I mean, at least I think it's supposed to be like a replica of like after COVID. Like, no one wants to go back to work. It's like, yeah, but well, that was because everyone was getting free money. So yeah, it's a little different. Anyway, yeah, so The Long Walk was created to sort of, you know, get people back up on their feet and think, whoa, if someone from my state can do the long walk, then I can go back to my 9 to 5. And what is the long walk, you ask? Well, the long walk, essentially a boy from each of the 50 states is brought into this competition where they walk. So essentially they keep walking, and then once they stop walking, they get shot in the head. There's only one winner. The winner gets however many Ameribucks they want, and they get a wish. So they say at one point there was some guy who won, and he wanted a pet elephant, so he got it. So, you know, you got stuff like that. We follow our main character, Raymond, who leaves his mom behind to join the walk. And now this, again, a little spoiler here. He joins the walk to avenge his father's values. His father was killed by the general. The general is the person in charge of the long walk. And he was killed because I guess his father was like anti-government. So they killed him for that. Okay, this might be a my theater thing, but there were several moments during this movie where I was like, what'd they say? What? I've never had issues with any other movie at this theater, so that's why I'm thinking it might be the movie. But there were so many moments where I was like, man, I need subtitles. I cannot hear what they're saying at all. Because there's this scene where Raymond, his mom and dad are having dinner, and all of a sudden the military breaks in. They're like, we're gonna kill you, Raymond's dad. I don't know what kind of weapon this is supposed to be, but we're gonna kill you, Raymond's dad, unless you've renounced your beliefs. And then he's like, no. Even though if he said yes, he would have lived. But, you know, he didn't want to be a pussy in front of his kid, so I get it. Even his buddy that he's telling the story to is like, dude, your dad just willingly killed himself for moral sake. That's stupid. But yeah, that's the main spoiler I wanted to get into, because that's one of my only two negatives for this film. Is that piece of the story just felt a little unneeded, because everyone has a reason for being there. There's the main black guy's name's Peter. He's just like, oh, I've been wandering my whole life. I've been walking my whole life. There's nothing else for me to do, so I just do this. I was beaten to a pulp when I was a kid. Everyone has their own story, and it's done so effectively. So it's a shame that the main character story, I just wasn't all that into. I was very much into it with the mom. I forget her name, but whoever played Raymond's mom, apparently she's won a bunch of Emmys or whatever. But she is such an amazing actress. Oh my word. There's this one moment where Raymond is walking and his mom is there, and she just starts bawling, and Raymond turns around and like runs to her, and he's about to be shot because you can't do that, because if you step off of the path then you're just shot immediately. And dude, oh my word, the emotions there, it's so good. So it's like the relationship with the mom was already so perfect. I didn't need the dad stuff, because his wish at the end, if he won, was he wanted to wish for a gun, and then he was going to kill the general, because the general's the one who killed his dad. So it's like fine, but I feel like you already had some form of motivation with the mom. A little bit, maybe not. I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan of that side plot. Anyways, aside from that, yeah, Raymond slowly introduces us to all of the main characters on the walk. And then it's basically an hour and 20-ish minutes of us getting introduced to all these different characters. We have like the general's son. We have this like guy that looks like a meth head. There's a bunch of other dudes, and then there are the main four guys are the Musketeers. And dude, oh my word. So again, I really don't want to spoil it, because I insist that you guys go see this film. Please support this. This is one of the best, I guess just thriller. This is one of the best thriller movies I've seen all year. It's probably going to be in my top 10, maybe even top 5. It hit so incredibly hard. I'm not going to say who dies. I'm not going to say who lives, because you need to experience it yourself. But all of the stories, because what this movie does so well is it takes this character that you're just kind of like walking alongside. Like there'll be some random guy who will walk up to the main character. He's like, hey, I'm Johnny Two Shoes. And then Raymond's just like, oh, yeah, what's up, man? And then he just starts going on about his life story. And from how I'm making it sound there, it makes it sound like forced and dumb, but no, I'm making it sound bad. It's done very well, to where by the end, if a character does die, you're like, oh, not my boy, not my boy. I will say, there are some that are satisfying. There are some where the guy's like a piece of shit. So then when he dies, you're like, haha. But again, this film actually made me choke up, to be completely honest. I cannot remember the last film that actually made me, now I will say, it didn't get to the point where tears were flowing out of my eyes. Last time I think any piece of media did that was Red Dead Redemption 2. Dude, I cried during that, bro. Oh my word. But yeah, no, there was one specific death where, when he was talking about like, if you've seen the movie, you're gonna know his nose is like, tiny spoiler, his nose is bleeding, and he's just like, yo guys, please, tell my grandma I love her, my grandma, all this and that. And I was just like, damn, dude, oh man. I cannot explain to you guys how hard the emotions hit here. It's insane. The anxiety has me on the edge of my seat. The amount of passion that they poured into the characters themselves is phenomenal. So yeah, guys, it's a 9 out of 10, but here's my thing. So right here at this point in the video, I decided I am going to do one spoiler, a major spoiler. All right, so click off now if you don't want to see. You have my score, you have my thoughts. Go watch the movie and come back here after that point. All right, are you ready? Okay, so the black friend Peter is the one who wins, and the way that he wins is so sad because it's this moment where it's just Peter and Raymond that are left, and then Peter is like, all right, well, I'm staying back. And then Raymond sees that he's staying back, and then they're like, warning, 1, 2, 3. But then he runs back, and then he starts pushing Peter forward. And then he's like, oh, all right, well, sure, I'll take them. I'll win. And then immediately Raymond stops, and he's already had a bunch of warnings. So before Peter has a chance to react, Raymond is killed. And it is an intense moment because for the last like 10 people, I think, they essentially, they kind of just let them bleed out. But for some of them, they just end it really quick. But dude, oh my word. And now the ending is a little controversial because again, like I said before, Raymond's whole thing is he was like, I want to kill the general. Well, now Raymond's dead. And the general was the one to do the final blow to him. So essentially, and I still don't know quite how I feel about this ending. So essentially, Peter's end goal, his big wish, was to wish that 2 people could win. So when it's down to 2 people, they're like, all right, that's it, you win. Both of you win. And that would be the most wholesome way to end this thing. But I am really glad they didn't go with that. But essentially, he ends up taking Raymond's wish. So he takes a gun and he executes the general. And man, I don't know. I don't know. Guys, if you've seen the film, please tell me what you think about that ending in the comments down below. Personally, I think I really liked it. I think I really liked it because it just shows, I think the biggest thing is it shows that throughout the entire walk, Peter had this amazing energy where he's just jumping up and down. Even toward the very end, he was still smiling. And then when Raymond is shot by the general, the last little bit of any positivity he had is gone. And at that moment, he was like, you know what? All that I have left, because he has no family, nothing. All that he has left was Raymond's remaining wish. So he was like, okay, he takes the gun and he shoots him, which then means that he does not get a dime, not a single dime. And then it just ends with him looking out of the distance. There's no one there, and he starts to walk. Now, I think there's a couple different ways you can take this. So obviously, I think the big thing is like, because I guess my thought after seeing the movie, it is like, okay, so he sees no one. So I was thinking, oh, maybe he got shot immediately after he shot the general because no one's there. It goes from a crowd full of people to just no one. No one's there. So I interpreted that as he was immediately shot after he killed the general. And then that was him like walking into the afterlife. It was like his final, like, I completed my mission. I'm moving on, baby. And that I think would be super cool. That's my headcanon. But yeah, he shoots the general, and then he walks off, and you're just sitting there blown away. Guys, this is a 9 out of 10. This is an amazing film. I loved every little bit of it. The emotions hit. The only negatives I had was the dad stuff just seemed a little unnecessary, and it is a little predictable, you know, like obviously the main characters that you get introduced to are the ones that last throughout the whole thing, you know, but it's like, how do you avoid that when making a movie? It's like you can't really have like, oh, the main character dies in the first 2 minutes, you know, like I get that, but and they do subvert expectations quite a bit, especially toward the end. But anyway, guys, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please go out and support this film. Either way, thanks. I appreciate it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment for more. Yeah, do the little, there's like a hype thing you can do now, I guess. I don't know how you do it, but look around my video for a while and I don't know, figure it out. Hype me up, boy. Hype me up. I'm going crazy, dude.